describe some of the dances and whatnot that you're going to see tonight, because a lot of you know Macedonia, but you might not know the dances from Macedonia. And they're very diverse, the dances in Macedonia, and mostly because of, as Professor Sammons mentioned, they had a lot of influences through the region. And it started from antiquity. It played a very long and influential process in the area of Macedonia. Speaking of influences, the ancient Macedonians enjoyed similar music as the rest of Greece in ancient times. And as a point of fact, Alexander the Great and his successors, in that giant map that you saw that Professor Sammons displayed the entire known world, they set up odia, musical amphitheaters, for performances in every city that they built, from Alexandria in Egypt all the way to Afghanistan. And in general, Macedonia, as we talked about in terms of the Olympic Games and being Greek, they can actually be viewed as a joining, like a mix of Western and Central Greece and Eastern Greece, Thraci, and Byzantium. The instrumentation that you will hear tonight is unique to Macedonia in the sense that not only will you hear a clarinet and a violin, but you'll also hear, in addition to that, a zurna, a lira, a bagpipe, a gaida, and on top of that, in certain regions, they use brass instruments, kalkina, trumpets, trombones, saxophones, which are technically a woodwind, but they're also a brass instrument as well, and drums. It's unique. It's the only region in Greece that uses brass instrumentation. And although some of the instrumentation has changed, the melodies have lasted for hundreds of years. And as you will see tonight, another unique characteristic to the region is that many Macedonian dances start off with a slow tempo and then speed up. Those of us who love these dances grow accustomed to hearing them. At first, they sound really strange, and then they're fascinating, and then you just love them. Some of the dances you will see tonight. Zaramo. Zaramo comes from the Florina region. It's going to segue into Hasapiko. Hasapia. Zaramo, the dance from Florina, was a dance that kicked off weddings. It started wedding celebrations. And what would happen is they would actually come out with the bridal party, and the person leading the dance would hold a giant kulura, symbolic for good luck in the wedding. Kulura also is what they call a wedding roll, a big roll. And the word in Turkish is called pogatsa, which some of you might recognize that word as a word that's very famous for a dessert in Macedonia called bugatsa. Both of those words come from the Italian word focaccia. So there you have it. And bugatsa in Turkish means dough. And now we know obviously that bugatsa from Thessaloniki is, a cream-filled dessert that you can eat for breakfast anytime, like me, anytime you have one. But it also really symbolized other things were filled inside. So it's evolved into the bugatsa that we know. So now Zaramo, as the dancers will tell you, kick off celebrations. And I like to kick off every practice with Zaramo, just as a nice little warm-up for them. The second dance you'll see tonight is Stankina. Stankina is from the area of Edessa, also a wedding dance. Although it is a mixed dance, meaning men and women both dance it, the dance itself is the symbolization of the mother telling the daughter to get the house ready for the wedding and the guests that are coming over, which is fascinating to me because we don't do dances like that nowadays. The Redico, which is the famous suto from Florina. Gaida, which is basically the almost like the national dance in Macedonia. Every region dances it. And then finally, we're going to end with the dance Edeka, a very famous, well-known melody that you'll recognize. Endika is from Kozani, and basically the name Endika, obviously the Greeks in the room know that stands for 11. During Turkish occupation, the Turks had a curfew. Nobody was allowed out past 11 p.m. So if you were out at Taverna or something and there was musicians, you'd say, and they would play it and you would dance off. And actually that dance is really not a circle dance, as you will see tonight. It's a processional dance because it dance it leaving. So with that being said, there's one last thing I want to mention. As Andrea had mentioned about the glasses, the minute the performance is over, make your way out, follow the dancers, and we're going to have a great time with some great wines. Thank you, Adi, and Forti again, and Carides, everybody.